Hello guys and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial series, we will build together an automation testing project starting from scratch, integrated with a continuous integration tool. For the continuous integration tool, I chose Jenkins, but for the automation testing framework, I haven't decided yet, but I am thinking of using several frameworks, among which I am thinking of using Cypress and robot framework. Uh, so as I said, we have two parts for this project that I want to build together. I will start with the part where I will build the Jenkins infrastructure. Practically, I will create a Jenkins server on Ubuntu VM. I will also create a second VM, which will be the Jenkins node. I will create a third VM, which will be the Git server, and a fourth VM, which will be my working machine, which I will use it uh, for creating the automation testing project. Okay, so as I said, first thing is to create a Jenkins server. For this, we need to install VirtualBox and also to have the Ubuntu image. If you don't have VirtualBox downloaded, just open a Google page, type in download VirtualBox, go to oracle.com website. We can see the latest VirtualBox version. Click on the Windows installer and the download will begin automatically. For the Ubuntu image, type in Ubuntu download in the Google page. Go to ubuntu.com website. Here I'm already in the download section. We can see the latest Ubuntu version 22.04.3 LTS, which I recommend you to download it and install it. If you click on the download button here, the download will begin automatically. I already have these versions downloaded on my local machine, so I will install VirtualBox. I will go with the default settings for the installation. I will start Oracle VirtualBox after the installation completes. And the first VM, we have to click on the new button here. Here we have to give it a name, which will be the host name of our VM. So I'll give this name sysinfra. It's because I'm thinking of system and infrastructure. So I made a name from these two words. Okay, here we have to choose a location where all the files and the folders that our VM, VirtualBox will use for our VM to store data. So I will choose this folder here, Ubuntu and Jenkins, because I already created it. Okay, here we have to choose the location of our Ubuntu image. Click next. I will configure user Jenkins and the password for it. I will click on this checkbox install in background. The installation will take place in the background if I will click it. Click on next. For the base memory, I will go until the red zone starts. The same for the processors. I will choose for CPUs. Click on next. I will configure 100 gigabytes for the hard disk. This is the summary with all the configuration I made until now. Click on Finish, and now VirtualBox will deploy the VM. The installation will take take place in the background, so you don't have to do anything now. You just have to wait until the installation completes. Okay, so the VM has been deployed. Let's check it out. This is our first login. I will click on skip this tool. I don't want to send system info. Next, and done. Okay, so we completed the installation. First thing that we have to make is to fix the terminal, because if we want to run the terminal, it's not working. One way to fix this, if we will change the language, this will force a restart of the system. Yeah, so I will change the language from English United States to English Australia. Now, I'll click on restart because we have to restart the system in order to the changes to take effect. Click on logout. Let's log in again. Okay, now the terminal is working. The second thing I want to make now is to enable the copy paste functionality between the Windows host and Ubuntu VM. Yeah. For doing this, we need to configure to make two things. First, we need to insert the guest edition CD image from the VirtualBox settings here. You have to go to devices and click on this button. Yeah. And now you see this CD icon appeared here in Ubuntu. Okay. And the second thing we have to make is to install a package in Ubuntu. Okay, I cannot install this package because my current user, which is Jenkins, it's not in the sudoers file. We have to put it in the sudoers file first. So for doing this, we need to log in as root. And we have to configure this Jenkins user in a specific file. This is the file. I will edit it with Nano editor. The file is located in, this is the file, sudoers. Yeah. So we will go until we find the user root, and under it, I will configure For the Jenkins user, same specifications as for the root user. Yeah. Okay. Save the file and exit. Let's log out. Now, as I said, we have to or enable the copy paste functionality between to be bidirectional between the Windows host and Ubuntu VM. We need to uh, install a package now, and let's see if the command is working now. Okay, and to run the installation from the CD image that we mounted a few moments ago. Yeah, so this is the command from the media source. Yeah, if we click on the tab button, it auto completes. So from media will be the current user. This is the folder, and inside it, if we type VB, it auto completes, and after that, Linux, and this is the file. Yeah. So this is the installation file that we have to run. It will take a while. We just need to wait until installation completes. Okay, so another thing that we have to configure now, so the copy paste functionality to be complete, we have to go to VirtualBox settings here. In the general section, go to advanced, and on the share clipboard option, configure bidirectional. So this will enable the copy paste functionality to be bidirectional. If we want to have also the drag and drop functionality, we can configure it bidirectional. Okay, so now the copy paste functionality is bidirectional. Okay, another thing that I want to make is to configure a static IP address for the Ubuntu VM. First, I want to change the resolution. Okay, so now if we will check the IP address, we will see that on the Ethernet interface, which this is the name for this interface, we have this IP address. But this is a dynamic IP address, and I want to have a static IP address, and I also want this IP address to be from the same subnet as my Windows host. So if I will check my Windows host, we can see that I have this IPv4 address, and this is the default gateway. So I want to configure on my Ubuntu VM an IP address which is from the same subnet, 192.168.1. Okay, so for doing this, we have to edit a specific YAML file from our Ubuntu VM. I will edit it with Nano Editor. If you write 01, this is the only file from this folder, from the netman folder. Yeah, it auto completes, and this is the YAML file that we have to configure. Okay, but before doing this, we need to change one more thing in VirtualBox before configuring an IP address here in this file. We have to go to the settings, to the network section, and instead of NAT, we have to choose bridge adapter. Yeah. Okay. So after doing this, we can configure here this file. So we just only add the Ethernet section. Yeah. So we must be careful with this YAML file because indentation is very important in a YAML file. Yeah. So here under Ethernets, we have to give the um, interface name. Yeah. I will open another terminal. So this is the interface name. Yeah. I will copy paste it. Okay. Just to be sure that I will have the correct indentation here. Okay. And under this interface, everything should be indented. Yeah. So there are three sections that we have to configure here: the address, the name servers, and the routes. So all these have to be indented. Okay. So let's start with the first one, the addresses. Yeah. So we have to indent this. Yeah. I'll give this value. Then we don't have to write IP in front of it. Okay. So this will be the IP address for the name servers. I'll configure these two servers. Okay. And for the routes, to default. And this is the same default gateway as the one from my Windows host. Yeah. I hope indentation is correct and I hope I don't have any typo here. Okay, I will save the file. Hope it works from the first attempt. Yeah. And now we have to apply those settings. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it worked. So I will reboot the VM and I will check the IP address after the VM reboots. Okay, let's see in the terminal. Okay, so we can see that we have the IP address we configured a few moments ago. Okay, great. Okay, so now we have to install Jenkins. Yeah, I will retrieve the latest Ubuntu packages before installing Jenkins. It will take a while. Okay, so now we have to install Java and curl. We can check if Java is installed or not, but definitely is not. So, okay, this confirms that we don't have Java installed. And I will install it with this command. Checking it for any typo. Okay, and for installing Jenkins, we need two things then. We need to get the Jenkins key. Yeah, so we will use this command. Okay, yeah, we have to install curl. I forgot. Okay, and give it the curl command to get the Jenkins key. And the second command is to get the Jenkins repository in Ubuntu. Okay, and now Jenkins installation. Okay, let's okay, and now you have to start Jenkins. Okay, so Jenkins is running now. Good. We have to configure now the Ubuntu firewall to allow TCP on port 8080 because we will access Jenkins from our Windows host by using TCP with this port 88. So we have to give these commands. This will enable the firewall. This will configure the rule, or what I said earlier. Yeah, we have to reload the settings. Let's check the status. Yeah, so we see the configuration we made earlier. And now we can access Jenkins from our Windows host. Yeah, by writing the IP address and the port. Yep. So it asks us for the initial password. Yeah, and the password location is in here. So we can find this password here in Ubuntu. Okay, copy and paste it here. Click on continue. I will click on install suggested plugins. So Jenkins will start and install the uh, basic plugins. Okay, seems that some of the plugins succeeded and some of the plugins failed to install. So I will try to install them again, the failed ones, by clicking the retry button. Okay, seems that again some of them failed to install, and I will retry to install them. Okay, so seems that the plugins have been installed successfully. I will create a username now. Okay, and now the first Jenkins login, we can see here some alerts. These alerts are because of the plugins which initially failed to install. And this is a warning regarding that I should set up an agent, a Jenkins node. Okay, so I suppose that if I will restart Jenkins, or if I will reboot the Jenkins VM, uh, these warnings will disappear. So I will try to do that. Okay, so to restart Jenkins service, we need to do this. Okay, so Jenkins is already running. And as expected, we have now only the warning that we have to set up an agent. Okay, now, so this is it for this video tutorial. In the next tutorial, we will try to configure together a Jenkins agent, and also to configure a Git server for Jenkins. I hope you liked my video tutorial, and if you like it, please subscribe to my channel, and don't be shy and hit the like button.